now joined by Jay Miller, the head coach of the Burrell Buccaneers. A 9-5 victory against the Yough Cougars as you sweep this two-game set. First off, congrats. I would imagine it's great to get off to a good start like this. Dramatic come-from-behind victory. You walked it off at home yesterday. This one, you had the early lead, 7-0 after the first half inning. How much easier is it? How much less stressful is it for a coach when you get a big lead like that and you can play from ahead?
You start to think that it's a little bit less stressful. When I was talking to you as I walked up the hill here, I mean, long games like this definitely add to the stress. 2 hours is typically what you see games at, an hour and a half, 2.5 hour ones just make you think a little bit more, for sure.
I know that you loved it to get that 7 runs on the board.
Yeah.
Does it change how you and how Stevie approached the game? Because when you always think a pitcher has a big lead, you just want to attack, but sometimes I would imagine it's got to be a little bit difficult as well.
Yeah, I think the big thing is defensively. How are you playing defensively when you got a guy on third base? Are we playing for outs, or are we playing to cut the run down at home? When you have a 7-run lead, you need to learn how to pitch with a 7-run lead, and you need to know where to play defensively with a 7-run lead. So it's a lot of learning moments here as we go early in the year.
So he goes 5 innings. I heard he was around 85 pitches when you take him out. Yep. And then you go to the bullpen. You had to make another quick change in that 6th inning. How did everything play out in terms of how you approached it, and how did you and your staff ultimately make it work?
Oh, I mean, we had an approach when we came in. We knew who the first in relief was going to be. You kind of see the situation, and you have to be present with what's going on. As soon as you see some struggles happen right there, you don't want to give any life back to the team that's down. So you got to make the quick change there so that way you can keep the momentum in your favor.
You got 5 hits in the first inning. That was far and away the most that you had in this game. I think you finished with 7 unofficially. So you did most of your damage with the bats early. What did you like in terms of your approach in that first frame?
First frame was definitely aggressive, hunting fastballs early in the count. And then once we saw that he wasn't really throwing strikes effectively on a regular basis, you can be a little bit more selective with what you're looking for there. I thought we saw really good at-bats from the top of our lineup. The guys at the bottom really picked that up there. That double by Bates was huge to get guys from third and second to score there, but still at that point in time you got 1 out. You don't want to give up too much, so maybe you're a little bit less aggressive with that third guy around in third base, but that's really the only situation in that scenario that I think we could have done something differently.
You got some really good outfield defense at times. I think Mel made it a great diving catch, but he also threw an unbelievable dart to gun down a runner. How much of a benefit is it when you have guys like that? I think in one inning you had a great catch in right field and in left field, maybe 2 batters apart. When you can get bonus outs like that look like off the bat they're going to be hits, how much does that help everyone?
Oh, it helps a ton. It helps a ton. I know as soon as I saw that ball get hit to left center field and he made the catch, I got a little bit hot about, hey, there's only 1 out, turn around and throw the ball back to first base. We might be able to double them up here, but I think getting that outfield play obviously lifts the momentum of the rest of the team. Everybody's more bought in. Everybody's more focused, which I think that's what you need in order to be successful in a baseball game.
You come up short against Valley and against Knock, 2 pretty good teams, but you're able to get these 2 wins now. So where does the team still need to improve to get to the ultimate goals?
We have to get a lot cleaner running the bases. I think that there's an understanding for what our identity is and what we want to be on the base paths, and we need to clean that up a little bit right there. We saw whenever we had our second and third pitchers come in that consistently throwing strikes is very important. If you can throw the ball low in the zone, you can get ground balls equal outs. So that's something that has to be done more efficiently on our end. And then from there, I think a big thing is communication for us. Just talking throughout the game, making sure that we're focused on what the situation is. What am I doing in these circumstances? We have a freshman that goes to shortstop whenever Ryan Wass, our shortstop, comes into pitch late in the game, and there's a tailor-made double play right up the middle to him, and he decides he wants to flip it. Don't flip it, just take the ball. Take it, throw it over to first base, game, set, match. So a lot of growing that we need.
Well, it's always good to have learning moments in a victory. So you get the win. I would imagine we found out you were a Yough guy.
Yeah.
So what was the emotions for you? Was it a little weird coming back here and going against the Cougars?
My big focus was that I wanted to make sure that all my guys were focused during that time. When you come back here and you see, your AD who was a coach, you see a coach who had coached you before, you see an assistant coach for Yough who I had coached before in Legion Ball, on top of seeing guys that I played basketball and baseball with, guys that I've been around my entire life. Obviously, it puts a little bit more to it, but I just had to try to do my best to stay focused on what we had and control what we have going on.
Well, you were able to get a 9-5 victory and sweep this first series of the season. Congrats.
Thank you.
That is Jay Miller, the head coach of the Burrell Buccaneers.